All right, what is up, guys? It is your boy John Luke 07 2000, and cheers. We're gonna crack open a cold one and get ready for this next episode. So, last episode we set up our deck and we got our first win in our constructed event. Today we're going to continue the constructed event and with the red green little kid deck, which if you didn't check out the last video, make sure you do that. As far as getting set up on Arena, we're going to just check out the deck here for a second. This is kind of what we're running. It's a very budget deck. We did purchase the beginner starter kit and use the Play Ravnica code to get some free packs of Guilds of Ravnica. So check that out. We're gonna look in here to see what's up with the deck. Nothing is really changed since our last deck, since our last game. It is the same deck, and we will use that in our constructed event. So we're going to go ahead and just get right into it. I'm going to pour this beer up, and I'll meet you back here in a sec with our opponent. All right, so we're playing Sokka 85, the Jace icon. This is probably a ship. If we had a forest, we'd probably keep it. It's probably a ship. I'm probably going to keep it just because of the potential to really get out that monster sword quick. Let's see what happens. Swamp for our opponent, Timber Gorge from us. We're going to go ahead and do that. Play the Timber Gorge. We'll put the Landwar Elf in and leave Shock up next turn, or we will shock something important if they play something important. Nothing there. So now we're going to move into Landwar Elves. Leave Shock up, and we're going to click this Auto Pass button, which is very useful to kind of keep from telegraphing your hand, which happens often. That is something we want to kill with Shock. This is fantastic. Wish I could have stopped at the end of their main phase there, but all good. So they do get the 1/1, which is a little unfortunate, but no big deal. No blocks. All right, so we are in the game now. Going to move out the Forest, the second Landwar Elf, and the Viashino Pyromancer. Boop. And yeah, we only had 4 mana that turn, so no misplays yet. Put in the damage. And then next turn we'll have the Monster Sword down, and we'll actually be doing some significant damage. That is fine. So Monster Sword coming down next turn. I don't think we want to play Laughless. I'd rather put damage on the floor and Hasty, I think, right now. Might be better to get Laughless out, honestly. Let's think about this for a second. Would more efficiently use our mana. I'm going to go Monster Sword. I think this card is just better. So we're going to attack with the Monster Sword. See if we get any chumps. They should not chump, but let's see if it happens. They do chump with the Chupacabra. It's pretty fantastic for us. Gravedigger getting back to Chupacabra. Now we understand the Chupacabra block. Cool, so we will have Chupacabra coming down next turn. Now I'd like to draw something other than that. I kind of want them to kill the Monster Sword with the Chupacabra again. So we can kind of leave Laughless. back. I'm going to put Rejuvenator in. We're going to take a forest card, and we are going to attack with just the Monster Sword again. And then imagine the Gravediggers going under it, since its purpose was essentially fulfilled in getting back the Chupacabra. If they have another Gravedigger and they start cycling those, it's kind of a good thing. We'll get through more damage if we do keep the Laughless out. So there's Chupacabra. We knew that was happening. And then it's going to hit Monster Sword, of course. Burning Sun's Avatar. Is that better? Enters the battlefield, deals 3 damage to target opponent, Planeswalker, and up to 3 damage to 1 creature. And this is kind of just flying. We only have 2 dragons that would actually trigger that. Let's do this. They don't have a Memorial to Folly. They could have another Gravedigger, but nothing yet. And up to 1 creature. So killed the Chupacabra. And then at this point, we're just going to bash with the Llanowar Elves as well. So they do trade for a Llanowar Elf, and then they take 2. So they're at 6. So Burning Sun's Avatar is lethal. No longer lethal. There is a Drain Again guy, Vampire Sovereign. We're probably going to play Pelakka Worm here. Instead of the Laughless. We're going to move to attacks first. This attacks. They block, of course. Let me see. Do we need... Yeah, let's play Pelakka Worm. Maybe Laughless is better there. I like Pelakka Worm, though. I'm kind of glad it's back. Opponent at Meteor Golem. You're going to hit Pelakka Worm most likely. Yep. We're going to draw a card. Oh, and that is game, boys. We're going to put this on. They're tapped out, so we're going to put it on our big guy just to make sure that we get through all the trample damage we need. And we're just going to jam. And that should be the game. What's up, dudes? Give me that fucking win. Let's go. Alright, so that should give us another Ravnica pack. It does. We also got a Fight with Fire, which actually will probably go in the deck at this point. And we got 500 coins. Let's see here. Let's open a pack of guilds. Molder Hulk, which is a cool little deck. March of the Multitude is actually a very good card. That's actually an awesome card to open. I believe that's a mythic, right? Is that a mythic? It looks like a mythic symbol. Okay, cool. And then essentially no cards we would actually play in our deck, right? Cards that we tapped. It's interesting. But it costs 4, so I don't know how interested in that we really are. Okay. So we're just gonna jam another event. So good. So far, so good. So Lesnia tokens is an interesting idea. I think I'm most likely going to run... and now we're in the opposite position. Except for this one doesn't have an explosive draw, so this is definitely a mulligan to me. Not being able to cast Shock, Pyromancer, and then only if we draw a land, I mean, we can play the Centaur Courser, but that is our only action. So this is a mulligan to me. That is actually a keep. Don't think we want another Land War. Maybe we do. Probably not. Probably not. Hand is pretty mana flushed. Yeah, there's the red. The mountain. Okay. That is pretty bad. That's pretty bad for us. Because that makes us not very likely to play our Llanowar Elf right into the Firebrand. That is a little awkward. Okay. Not doing a ton of damage yet. Here comes the Pyromancer, so that's going to hit us for more. And then we are going to play our Llanowar Elf here just to slow them down slightly, make them use the Firebrand. And if they don't, then they'll obviously be in a lot of trouble. So this is kind of where this deck falters, I would say, is these red decks beat up on this deck pretty hard. It's a lot faster. They went for the shock. Wow, okay. Lava Runner does not have haste unless they have another shock. Nope. And they're doing a lot of damage. Druid of Cal is a fantastic card against them, though. Druid of Cal is fantastic here. Awesome. So that might actually survive a turn. Probably not. They probably have a lightning strike. We will see. Runaway Steamkin. That is a big problem. We do not like that. So this is a legit red deck. It has all of the cards that the red deck wants to play. We're not in a great spot here. Pluckworm was a sweet draw if we ever can get to it. We are going to jam. They'll probably just take 5 here. That was probably an incorrect attack. I probably should have left him back. Because now they get a free attack in. And that could be a big attack. Yeah, that was a mistake. Pyromancer. Ugh, pump. And Stimkin is just a problem. Very, is just a problem. It gets very large. So without some type of removal for that Stimkin, we're definitely in a rough spot. Cool. We are at 5. We are pretty... we are pretty dead. So a thing you'll learn in Arena is just to concede. Concede faster than you normally would. Just get to the next game. It's going to help out a lot in just productivity. You want to put as many games in. We have 2 wins in this right now, so another win is going to get us almost all of our cards back and 3 uncommons. You can lose 3 times in these events, which is fantastic. It's not that hard to go 7-3. That being said, we probably won't do it with this deck, but with a somewhat legitimate deck, you can go 7-3 pretty easily. So no stays is our opponent. This hand looks good. We're gonna keep this hand. So we have a turn 2 play, turn 3 play in the Draconic Disciple. This is actually a good card. It gets outclassed very quickly. When you're playing against actual decks. Like, this card is way too slow. So mountain from our opponent, and then we're going to lead into... Oops, we played a forest. Okay, yeah, well, that happens. They have a shock in their hand. It stopped them and asked them if they wanted to do anything, so that's good to know. So we'll probably lead out the Pyromancer first to see if... Yeah, okay, so it is burn again. Drew the cow. That would definitely draw... Well, we know they have a shock. We don't know they have another lightning strike. So let's leave the Druid to the Cowl, see what happens. Ship it back to him. Wizard's Lightning, okay. For no value. So that's good. Say here we actually just Pyromancer, because we do have the next turn the Monster Sword coming out regardless. So let's just put Pyromancer on the battlefield, deal 2 to them, give them something they can like ping away if they want to. If they play Chain Whirler here, that was definitely a mistake, and they do. Oh well. Okay, that kind of sucks. And a Firebrand. So I'm sure the Firebrand will get in. Yeah. Cool. Landware Elves. And now we move out the Monster Sword. And we jam. So playing against Chain Whirler is a little rough with Monster Sword. If they have mana open, you're in a pretty bad spot. You don't really want to attack into a Chain Whirler with mana open, like exactly what is happening here. But we're going to do it anyways, that being said, because most likely they have a shock here. And most likely they have a shock. They do have a shock. We know they have a shock, actually. They haven't used shock. So we know shock is there, so we actually shouldn't play into it. So I'm going to play Draconic Disciple and Landware Elves, 2 cards that they're going to win a shock. if they think that I have more gas in my hand, obviously. And I'm going to pass because I'm pretty sure they have shock in their hand. I am pretty damn sure they have shock. So this gets you Lava Runner. That resolves. That will probably die to our shock, though. So we are going to combat now. It's a full jam. No jam? Toe Jam and Earl? Gotcha. Okay, so we're just going to take the block here. Most likely. No, I don't think we will. So we'll move to the block stage. I'm going to block Disciple on Lava Runner. Maybe not, actually. So if we... The thing is, we don't have many things that'll actually kill Chain Whirler, not in combat. So this runs out, and then you have to decide what you're going to do. I'm going to go no blocks. I'm going to shock the Lava Runner, take 3. Take 3, and if I were them, I would probably kill the Landwehr Elves before the end of their turn with the Firebrand. If not, yeah, and that's what they're doing right now. Okay, so Druid Cowl is a draw. We're probably going to play that. Yep, we're going to play that. And then we're going to put the Monster Store in the red zone. And the Disciple. Put them to 6. And then ship it back. They can get in for 3 with their Chain Whirler. That's not a big deal. They go nothing there. Now we have Polak Worm, which is fantastic in this matchup. So we gain 7. We're at 19 against Mono Red. Pretty good. They have 2 cards. We're going to move it in. They're going to Chain Whirler block shock. And then our Polak Worm's going to be empty. So, or unopposed, rather. Yep, I mean, we saw that coming. We knew that was there. We're just taking that to get that out of their hand. Flame of Keld. Okay. So they discard their hand. They draw 2 cards, and then all red sources deal double damage. I don't know if they're going to make it that far with that. And this already has trample, so yeah, that's what we're going to do. We're just going to put this thing on this thing. They have no cards. We attack with everything. Scoop up the game. So another win for the boys. So 3 wins, 1 more win, and we get rare card, which is good, and then our money back. So this is why I like this, is that this deck is not that great. This is a very easy starter deck to play with. Not a lot of difficult decisions. And if you're good at games like Hearthstone or Magic, and this can get you at least your money back, and you'll start growing those cards. So I think this is a good way to build your collection when you first start and get coins. And then getting coins lets you complete your objectives for the day, which are always helpful to give you a lot of coins. So you definitely need to do those, your quests, I think they call them. Cheers, boys. Hope you're having a good day. I'm going to leave the Timber Gorge. Let opponent go. As soon as we run into like a tier 1 Teferi deck, we're in trouble. Or Drakes or anything like that. This deck will not beat Drakes in its current format. There's nothing that deals 4 in the deck. There's no, there's maybe 1 Shivan Fire, but there's no Lava Coils. We didn't actually put that fire in, so that's a good. I need to remind myself to do that. I will, actually. Little note. No, we're just going to run out Pyromancer. So Forest will let us play it, yep. Don't want to play another Forest and mess myself up like last time. So Black Land, Memorial Folly, Could be a Brew, could be Golgari. So there is the Forest. Golgari is going to be tough for us to beat as well, honestly. So Timber Gorge is fine here unless we want to leave up Shock, which we probably do for a Jadelight Ranger next turn. Which means we could not cast our Pyromancer. So yeah, I think this turn we go ahead and risk it. If they have Jadelight Ranger, they have Jadelight Ranger. Put Pyromancer in, deal deal 2. Yeah, attack for 2. There's the Jadelight Ranger. Yeah. It's a little rough. They bin it. And they find Finality. That's a great card. That is a little rough for us. So now we're gonna push and we'll Titanic Growth whichever one the Jadelight Ranger blocks. And we know they have. Oh, they actually dumped that. Okay. And then we'll boop. And next. And we will end our turn. They're gonna probably play another Explorer card here. Now this costs 6. It's Chupacabra. Okay. So Chupacabra will kill one of our things. They have Memorial of Folly, so I'm not in a rush to kill this Chupacabra, honestly. That is going to resolve. We're going to leave the Shock back. Probably. Actually, that would take a little bit of time for them to do that. Let's go ahead and kill the Chupacabra. My turn. Burning Sun Avatar was our draw, so we need another mountain to play that. So another thing with this budget type deck, with any budget type deck in Magic, is you're going to have trouble with your mana. Chupa, another Chupa. That's a little rough. Yeah, another Chupacabra is pretty bad. Oh, there's another mountain. Okay, so we're out here. We're going to do a 3 to them and 3 to a creature. We are out here, and we will attack with that. So put them in a 5. It could be Chupacabra again. 3rd Chupacabra. That'd be a little rough. Okay, there's the Wild Grove Walker. And then they probably have a Jadelight Ranger as well. Okay, so they were setting up for that. Gotcha. I mean, this is a legitimate deck, so it's actually going to be hard for us to beat this deck. So they ditched the Vraska, which is pretty crazy. Elvish Rejuvenator. Don't really need that. Do we jam and trade for the Wild Growth Walker? Most likely we trade for the Wild Growth Walker. Let's go ahead and attack with the Burning Sun's Avatar. They're going to double block, or they should double block nothing. They just, oh, they gained the life. Yeah, okay. Relevant. And we'll grab, oh, there's Spit Flame. Too late. So this Wild Growth Walker is going to get out of hand. Probably this turn. Oh, another one, and then the Branch Walker. Okay. Oh, another Jadelight Ranger. Yeah, this game's pretty much over. This game's pretty much over. Yep. Yeah, let's just go ahead and concede that game. We're not winning that one. So, if you run into legit decks, you're pretty much done with this. 2 losses, so 1 more loss, and we'll be on our way. So, hopefully we can win this one and actually be able to continue and get our money back on this one. About 24 minutes on this one, so we can probably do a little bit of tinkering after this match and then set up for another one in the next episode. So we'll keep. So this is, if we draw any of our big threats, we're in a good spot. We would have liked to not see that, but we're going to lead with a mountain to keep up the shock. Swamp is a good thing. We can beat black-red decks, usually, I would imagine. Gonna leave with Forest. Druid of the Cow. And chip it. So, nothing from our opponent again. We're gonna lead out Timber Gorge, I would say. Move into our Draconic Disciple. So let us get the tap land in. It's 1 damage we miss out on, but lets us get these tap lands out of our hand and fix our mana. It might not be incorrect. It might not be correct, but it's my play I chose. So Banefire for 2 on our Draconic Disciple. That is welcomed. That is not a very good thing to do. We're going to put in our Centaur Corsair. Or we're going to jam for 1 first. Next, we're going to jam. And then we're going to play our Centaur Corsair. End our turn. So now they have 4 mana. They didn't have a Chupacabra last turn, because they definitely would have done that. Rekindling Phoenix is pretty much impossible for us to beat. We are going to put the Prodigious Growth on our Corsair. Yeah. Prodigious Growth on the Corsair. We're going to attack with a 10-10. They're going to block with the Phoenix. And they'll get their Phoenix back at the beginning of their turn. So unless they have an actual kill spell, which we haven't seen from them so far, Banefire is not going to do it. So the next turn when we attack again, if this Corsair is still here, we'll be able to actually kill the token so the Phoenix does not come back, which will be nice. Swamp from our opponent, and Raider's Wake. Whenever opponent discards a card, that player loses 2 life. Beginning of your end step, if you attack with the creature. Oh, they just scooped. I guess that was good enough. Just a random 10-10. There we go. So I thought I was going to lose that match. But let's get to the next one. We got a reward, which is a Daring Buccaneer. Gotcha. Okay. Would be good for maybe a pirate deck. I haven't seen any of those running around now. We're going to move into the next one, which is Prophet. So now we've officially earned a rare. It's at least a rare, so that could be, and it's at least 2 uncommons. So your uncommons could be rares. They have a chance to proc into rares. You have a percentage chance to get a rare, and then or a mythic rare, and then the rares have a chance to be mythic rares. So this hand does not do a ton. So if our opponent is super fast, we're pretty screwed. That being said, I'm gonna keep it. I keep most of my hands. I hardly ever mulligan, and I definitely know I should be mulliganing more. So I actually have played against this opponent before, so I'm pretty sure they have a legitimate deck. I'm pretty sure I've played against them before. So hopefully we don't get screwed. Yeah. Okay, Pelt Collector is a little odd. Enters the battlefield or dies, right? Is that what that says? Put a +1/+1 counter on Pelt Collector. As long as it has 3 or more, it has trample. Okay. So that's a little rough. We don't like that. Overgrown Tomb makes me a little nervous. Meaning they have actually put some cards into their deck. I think you actually do get an, oh my lordy, another Pelt Collector. So enters the battlefield or dies. So this should have gotten +1/+1, right? If that creature's power is greater than Pelt Collector's, put a +1/+1 counter. Okay, so they actually have missed a bit. So we're gonna attack with our Corsair. They'll probably just take it, I would imagine. Then we'll Spit Flame one of these. That is an instant, so we'll do it on their turn. Now, they did not play a land, so maybe it was actually correct there to kill the Llanowar Elves before their turn. That is a good card. In a format like this, that is a good card. Which I will probably be getting one of those in my deck relatively soon. And then they get their +1/+1 counters. Oh, they get it for dying too. That's a little rough. Forgot about that for sure. Okay. Shock. That's a little late. The 14. They attack us down to 7. They attack us to 7. Most likely, they're gonna buff their pelt collectors again, so we could be lower. Yeah, this game's over. I'm actually gonna concede that game. It was an early concession. I'll give it to you, but I don't think we're winning that one. All right. Now I do want these videos to be a little bit more long form, so gonna get started into another one now. Did not see what those cards were. Oh, can we do it like that? Claim prize? I'm very confused. Uh-oh. Okay, so we got the cards. We don't know what they are, so let's see if we can figure out what cards they were. Let me see here. Dex. Red Green Little Kid. Looking for rares. Oh, we got Verdant Force. Okay, so Verdant Force is not a bad card in our deck. It's something we actually probably would play. Maybe every one of these. Play the Verdant Force. We would like to have that Gore Clan card, but we haven't unlocked that yet because that's one of those daily unlock things, as well as like that whole red-green deck in general is. Okay, so we went. I think it was, what was it, 4-3, which is fine. We get our money back, and let's start another constructed event. Now, have we finished all our quests for the day? No, we can still get some coins, and then we have our weekly packs that we can still win for winning games. We are not playing any of those. We're going to play another constructed event, and we're going to choose Red Green Little Kids again. Red Green Little Kids. What? Are they trying to redeem a code? That looks like a code. That's kind of funny. That looks like one of the pack codes. I didn't even look at this hand because I was thinking about this guy's name. Okay, his hand's actually fine. Just trying to ramp into a volcanic dragon, obviously. They're still choosing to keep their hand or not. They do. So we'll move out Lanorels and ship it to our opponent. TG Goldfish shout out there. Who are you guys watching on YouTube nowadays? I like Rudy a lot. I think Professor from Tulare Community College is doing really great things. So all the big guys obviously are crushing it. I like watching MTG Goldfish sometimes. I think Jim Davis is probably the best constructed streamer there is. Newmont is a great streamer as well. I like watching his videos. Like everyone else. So I just named things that probably everyone else watches. Unless you haven't seen Jim Davis MTG. He's getting a lot bigger though, so you probably have now. He's really, really fun to watch. Thorn Lieutenant. Don't exactly remember what this one does. Target spell ability, create an elf token, and then you can target itself. Okay. I'm not too concerned about that. I do wish we had a ramp target this turn, though. Unfortunately, we don't. I'm going to attack with the Druid of the Cowl. And try and bait a block here. Maybe I should attack with the Lanorels as well to try and bait the block with Titanic Growth. But I don't think this is a very tough choice for our opponent. They should probably just... This does seem like a central thing in their deck. They should probably just, not block. Just take 1 damage. But it looks like they are going to block. They're hovering. Okay, they decide not to. So we're just going to do the damage and ship it back. So I imagine we're going to see something funky here from our opponent. Probably like an enchantment. Or maybe a buff spell. Or something. Yeah, so there's the enchantment. Okay, so that's a 4/5. We can make a 5/5, which is nice. So if they attack directly, that's fine. Then we can actually kill that Thorn Lieutenant. They do. Awesome. So we're going to block. And then we're going to Titanic Growth our Llanowar Elves and kill the Thorn Lieutenant. Cool. That is great. Now we're going to turbo out some stuff. So here comes the big boy. Not that big, but he's big enough, I guess. Larger boy. Medium-sized boy. Okay, play a tap land. Anything? Hold. Luminous Bonds. Aw, man. All good there. So now we're just going to play the Vigilant Baloth. We're going to attack for 1. Put them to 13. Make them have another answer for the Baloth. See, what would we like to draw? Galta would be sweet here. As another threat. Because I do imagine... What is this? Okay, so it's Oblivion Ring for 4. Gotcha. Sure. So now we're just going to jam probably, right? Jam for 2. And we have 4 points of burn in our hand, which we actually might be putting it towards our opponent's face. They definitely breathe a sigh of relief there. No clue what this does. Makes 2. Enters the battlefield. We get the 1s. We get the 0/2s. Whenever deals combat damage to a player, you transform the dagger. Okay. And it transform into what? Oh, equipped creature has to do it. Okay. So we get 2 guys, and whenever they do it, they get like a Lotus Land. That's pretty crazy. I've never seen this card. Oh, it's from Ixalan. Okay. I've never seen that card. Wow. Interesting, for sure. Pretty cool. I mean, well, I guess they might have a large March of the Multitudes or something like that. Centaur Corsair is not very interesting. So we're just going to play it. And we're going to jam. We're going to put them to 9. We're going to end our turn. So now they're going to play a creature. Try to put this dagger on it. What does it cost to equip? 2. Okay. So Druid of the Horns. Whenever you cast an Aura spell that targets Druid of the Horns, they get a 3/3. Okay. That resolves. You get a life. Pass. Pass. My turn. Fiashino Pyromancer. So what does that do here? So if they don't block the Corsair, like let's say they get greedy and eat an elf, or the Druid of the Cow, or no, let's say they get greedy and eat the elf, and not just chump the Corsair, we should beat them. So if they don't block Corsair, they lose, right? Because we can cast this, and then we have 2 red. Yep. So we're going to jam. Hopefully they get greedy and block the elf. That is exactly what we want you to do. Awesome. So we wrap that up as a win. There's the 2 damage to you. 2 damage to you. Shock him for the dub. Shock him for the dub, YouTube. Here we go. So, Code Boy is dead. We have killed the Code Boy. We're going to move to the next match. Probably do 2 more matches on this video. Then we'll move to tomorrow's video. So I'm going to continue to play some events for the video that's coming out tomorrow. I'm just doing these batch. So got this homie, whatever his name was, didn't see it. Heiter Castelmare. Okay. Give him a hello. Healer Hawk. Oh, I shouldn't have helloed him. That's depressing. I hate the Healer Hawk right now. Hand is not good against Healer Hawk. This is obviously also maybe a loose keep. Oof. Looking a little rough here. So the Centaur Corsair is good. I'll keep the guys back on the ground. They're definitely getting a lot of life. If they play a Johnny's Primate right now, we are in trouble. We'd have to draw a mountain next turn. So if they have, I think that's the name of the card, is a Johnny's Primate. That's going to be a little rough unless we draw the mountain this turn. Because they're going to gain 4. They're going to gain 2 here if they have Primate. They could have another card. We could have, maybe the little lion enchantment. They don't have anything. Wow, that was helpful. I'm not gonna lie. We're gonna jam with everybody. Cause I don't think they didn't play a land either, did they? No, we were on the play. Okay, they didn't have a 2-drop, right? Because our turn 2 we played this. This is our turn 3. Right, so yeah, okay. So they did have a land. They didn't have a play though, which is a bit odd. So now they're considering whether they should block this land or Elf, which is fun. I kind of hope they do, because I'm just gonna Titanic Growth, because I don't want to let that live. Okay, cool. So we just do 4. That's fine, and we end our turn. So now they go. If they have a Johnny's Primate again, we need to draw a mountain this turn. We have to draw a mountain quickly, or that will get out of hand very quickly. So, gotta draw that. There's the 3rd Plains. History of Benalia. Don't like that either. Don't like that either. What is this? Dragon comes in and pay a red and return it. Okay. Yeah, History of Benalia is a little rough. Yeah, resolves. Gain a life. Pass. I guess, we want to draw mountains, obviously. We want to continue to play our lands so we can at least get the Pluck Worm out there. And a little bit, that is actually pretty good here. So that'll stop some of the 2/2s from coming in. Corsair can go in, but I think we're actually on the defensive right now. And we kind of want to lead them into maybe making a bad attack. Okay, so last night tokens in, and then now we're getting set up for the pump. There is the Bellonish Marshal. So we need to draw this now. That resolves. Pass. So we need it now. Essentially. So I'm imagining the other knight is coming in as well. You could just hit the space bar, buddy. So we're going to trade the Corsair with the knight. This is going to trade for... Yep, I'm cool with that. Let's block. And let's Druid of the Cow. Boom. Okay. So a land is live. That was not live at all. That was not what we wanted to draw. Because now things are going to get big. So he's going to attack with a lot here. He's going to attack with a lot. And we are sitting here playing Llanowar Elves. No attacks. So we have to choose here. Assuming we draw a mountain. Okay, so what do we do assuming we draw a mountain? So assuming we draw a mountain, we probably just kill the Marshal. We just kill the Marshal because then everything else is pretty slow. Yeah, so we want to draw a mountain again. and hopefully we'll still be able to kill this. This turn, I think we're going to block one of these to not go to 1. And then if we draw a land, we can play Block Worm, even if it's forest. Unless it's a tap land, which is another. So we have to dodge a tap land. We have to dodge a tap land. And we got to draw. We'd like to draw a mountain. So I'm assuming they're going to bash here. That's fine. It's not great, but it's fine. Let me see. So they're going to bash with everything, obviously. They're not going to bash the Banos Marshal. So do we block this one? Do we block this one? Or do we just take 7, go to 6? Worst case scenario is we draw like Draconic Disciple. So I'm not going to block. Okay, there's the mountain. Now we Spit Flame the Marshal. And now we're in a good spot. No attacks. So unless they have another Banalish Marshal, I would not want to see a Pride Mate here either. What else would I not like to see? Another History Banale would be a little bit rough, honestly. This is actually one of the better games we've actually played mono-white against this deck. One of the more interesting games, I think. Probably be the last one for this video since our opponent's a little slow. Johnny, no! Not a Johnny. Oh, man. That sucks. That sucks. For sure. And I'm imagining they do counters on their knights. Okay, they go like that. These guys come in. We're going to block all 3, because they can only kill 1, right? Yeah. Block all 3 on the Knight of Grace. Does this have first strike? Oh, it does have first strike. We're just going to jump then. Now we're at 4. We drew Shock. We're going to play Block Worm. Gains 7 here. Holds back the 3/3s. A Johnny can bring back 2 or less. So he can bring back the Vanguard if he wants to. Or he'll probably just continue to buff. Yeah. So buffs that to a 3/3. Maybe something we should have thought about. Draconic Disciple. So that's not the best here. Not gonna lie. I don't think Shock is very valuable to us at the moment. Do we want to shock anything? I don't think so. I don't think we want to shock anything. Because the only thing we could really shock would be the Knight, which would be interesting. You know, I mean, that would be good to hit this. Maybe we attack the Ajani and see what happens with the Palaka Worm. But then we're in Chumpy Boy mode. Yeah, let's see what happens if we attack the Ajani. Doesn't seem good. I feel like they're probably going to get us on the crackback here. But we can maybe elicit something. Settle the Wreckage. Yeah, it's a game, boys. Did not see Settle the Wreckage coming from that deck for sure. Did not. Alright, so that's going to be the end of the first one. We're 1-1 in this new event. And we'll continue it in the next episode. Hope you guys all have a great day.